I love they have Jecht's sign. Okay. Time to start the grind. That's right, I forgot. I got rid of his. Okay, where's my list? Unfortunately, we are not super powerful yet, so this will actually potentially take a bit. Ah, damn, he's immune to instant kill. That kind of sucks. He doesn't have quick hit yet, does he? No. Unfortunate. Okay. Like, see, here's the thing. I have a habit of not comparing games to each other, so I won't understand. Because I don't play games that way. I'm not going to compare this game story to another story. In and of itself, this game story was absolutely fine and did exactly what it intended to. And no, Sir Base, we tried earlier. You can't break this guy. And I accidentally sold Waka's capture weapons. I'm going to have to go buy him another one. So I can't use Waka right now because Waka wouldn't actually get a capture on kill. So with that being said, let's go buy Waka a capture. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Not doing this right now. Absolutely not. Running the fuck away. Not doing that. Let's get Waka a capture weapon. But I mean, so the thing... Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, at the end of the day, the ending is a good ending. But just because you have a good ending does not mean that you have to have positive results for all players. You know, all players in the game.
Here we go.
And we still basically had positive results for everybody. The only thing that didn't happen is Tidus and Yuna do not get together and make babies. That's basically all that didn't happen. We literally got everything else we wanted. Okay. I need to buy another catcher. That's terrible. But some games don't do that. Like, that's part of the point, is that sometimes you don't get to tell Destiny to go fuck itself. Like, that makes for an interesting story, but to expect every game to tell that particular lesson. Because if you can break Destiny, then what is Destiny? What is it? Like, what is Destiny? If Destiny can be broken, if you are destined for a result, and then you do not follow that result, then it wasn't Destiny in the first place. At all. And here's the fun part. In Final Fantasy X, there is no Destiny. Nothing is destined in this game. Everything that happened in this game was a conscious choice made by those who were involved. Waka made a constant... Oh, I already have all the Arimen. Cool. Waka made a conscious choice to no longer follow Yevon when he realized that Yevon was a bunch of assholes. Yuna makes a conscious choice to no longer use the final Aeon, even though she's told the final Aeon is the only way to do things, and it's what she should do things, and she's a heretic for thinking otherwise. Auron also breaks from destiny. Riku breaks from destiny. Kamari breaks from destiny. Every single character in this game does something different than they were technically supposed to do. But it's not destiny, it's them making choices. It's Auron's entire thing. He makes this gigantic speech about it. It is, this is your story, you decide what happens. And that's what happened. But the game is also... Well, I don't think Tidus is much accepting his destiny as he is choosing not to fight something that he has no control over. Like, that's how I feel on with Tidus. He knows he's going to vanish, and there's nothing he can do about it. So rather than sit there and whine about it, he goes, okay, I accept the fact that I can't do anything about this, and I will do what I can in the time that I have. And you actually see this entire thing in his very last, speech to the party before fighting Yu Yevon. It's, I'm gonna vanish. There's nothing I can do about it. Let me do something worthwhile in my last moments with you. This will be the last time we fight together. Yeah. Well, it also follows up on the, thing that, Auron said very early in the game, is that, you don't want Yuna to learn this very early on and become emotional in a critical moment. Because she would have. So he tells her the details at the very last possible second. He lets her know, but... Okay, so we do have to capture all of these enemies. There are a number of them. The different Gemini, these big iron giants, are actually different monsters when it comes to the monster arena, so I do need to catch 10 of each of them. And some of these enemies are only found in the later areas of the of Sin, in that second area, so we will have to go there to capture, the Barbados and stuff like that. And then we get to go to the hardest area of the game, which is going to be oh so much fun, believe me. Yep, Barbados farming. I wasn't looking forward to it, but I'm also not looking forward to Malboro farming. Like, Great Malboro farming is gonna suck. King Behemoth is gonna suck. We'll see eventually, I'm sure. But I think what I'm going to do is after most because I wanted to do this anyways, this is something that I've been kind of thinking about since I beat the game since I beat the latest one, is I think I'm going to go back through on the PS4 and get platinums on all the Kingdom Hearts games. Because there's a bunch of them I haven't actually played yet. And I kind of want to play the story all the way through now that I've beaten 3, and kind of see, kind of get a little bit more out of it. I know who the Gullwings are. I don't really currently have any interest in getting more of their story. And it's kind of like saying I should go play Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy, let's see, who else is in? 6, I think, for Vivi. I mean, I will eventually play 7 at some point. I mean, I might wait until the remake comes out first. I don't want to deal with these guys. We're going to move on. In which game? Phoebe's in 9? Oh, okay, thank you. I don't know why they took a lot of characters out of 9 for Kingdom Hearts 2 and then didn't bring, like, the hero or the villain out. I think it just depends on, like, how hard of an enemy Adamantoise is supposed to actually be. Is it supposed to be a hard enemy or an easy enemy? Oh, I thought, like, Sephiroth and those guys from the start were also from 9. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Sephiroth's 8, okay. Games I need to play. Those ones you said. Let me do some quick level ups. Did we actually get any? Yes, we did get some speed spheres. Cool. Okay, now it's time to start, like, actually completing the sphere grid for some characters. Not all characters yet, but, well, not all characters ever. I'm never doing Lulu. But we're gonna start actually completing the sphere grid for some of these characters. The 3 main ones we have right now are the 3 I'm probably gonna do for now. And then once I actually do the monster arena, I'm actually gonna drop Auron and pick up Yuna. And Yuna will be part of my final fight. I've heard great things about Zidane, I don't know how it's pronounced. I've heard great things about him, and I loved playing as him in Dissidia, so I actually really want to, enjoy that part of the story. I'm just going to drop this here. Really, the only reason I'm using Auron right now is just because it would be a lot more difficult to get Yuna up to this level right now without doing the power grind that I'm going to be doing. Hey, apparently someone's here. I wonder who's home. And now Auron finally has Hastega. One series I'd love to play on the stream, and I may do it eventually if I can... I just need to make sure I get my discs repaired, is, I might end up doing Xenosaga. I don't know if I'll do 2, but 1 and 3 might happen. I enjoyed 1, and I never got a chance to play 3. Well, Xenosaga's plot was supposed to be done over a course of 6 games. Did I ever play Xenogears? Never had a chance. I hear it's in the PlayStation Network store, though, so I might do that at some point. Okay, Tidus is almost done with Auron's sphere grid. It's actually the end of it right up there, which means that we're going to be heading into someone else's sphere grid in just a second here. Look, you're not going to make sense of Xenosaga's plot if you play Xenosaga. Sure, let's just go this way. Why not? I've got level 2 ski spheres. go grab this real quick. Okay, so the goals for the remainder of the streams, because we have a lot to do. First is to this stream we're gonna capture as many of the enemies as I can in the next hour and a half or so. The enemies in Omega Dungeon are kind of a problem, so I don't know how many I'm going to be able to get done. I have to play it very safe in Omega Dungeon for a while. Then it is, the next goal is to level up my 3 main characters to their highest possible levels. So the 3 main characters I'm probably going to choose are going to be maybe Tidus, Riku, and Yuna, maybe? I haven't decided yet. Because I kind of want to see what Yuna's summons do when she's fully maxed. I've never tried that before. Yeah, Omega Dungeon does not like you or anything that you want to do with your life. I'll come back to that section when I actually can activate that luck node. So we're gonna be looking into that. So I've got to go finish off Omega Dungeon. I've got to level up everybody. Once everybody has covered the entire sphere grid, not everybody, but those 3 characters specifically. Once they've covered the entire sphere grid, then we're gonna start maxing the sphere grid. Well, that's a problem. We are kind of doing a Nemesis run. Oh crap! Went too many. And all these level ups I'm doing should actually be a little bit helpful for what we're doing. That is true. So summons level with the amount of fights they're in. They also have stat ups that are related to how much stats Yuna has. And you can also give them stat bonuses from, like, direct. But I don't... It's not how many fights the summon is in, if I remember correctly. It's just how many fights you have ever had. And by the time we get to where we are now, we should easily have the highest summon level available. So yeah, we should be there on summons. So I want to see what the base summon stats are going to look like once Yuna is fully leveled up. Because Yuna will have 255 of every stat and then a shit ton of health. Well, they're going to be high, but will they be 255 high? That's the question. I mean, summons already have a lot of health. Will they have... Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 255 high either. And the problem is, 255 is the number that we need for Penance. Yeah, I know Veil 4 is just not as good as the other ones. Okay. Like, I'm not going to fight you, but I am going to say that I'm kind of disappointed in that. Like, that's a really strong reaction to an ending you don't like. Okay, we should almost be done with Gemini. The ending is absolutely not the most important part. Come on, tell me. Yes, I am done with Gemini. Awesome. So I can run away from these guys for the remainder of the farming. That's really disappointing. Not gonna lie. But I can tell you, if you're in that mode, there will not be anything else in the series of Final Fantasy X streams that will change your mind. There is no more story. We are done with all of it. I hadn't heard of that super base. That's interesting to know. Again, interesting to know. Trying to figure out where the hell the behemoths are. We should have seen them by now. Adamantoise is done. Yeah, I might not be far enough in. Let me go all the way to the end, mostly so I can be near that save point. So I need to refresh health. Or, sorry, refresh MP. So they may just be further inside Sin. And as I said, there's not going to be anything that you're going to see from here on out that that will change your mind at this point. Like, there is no more story. Yeah, that's actually very true. When Mako and I did Penance last time, we actually got bored and started talking about other random shit. Hey, here's King Behemoth. Okay, there's nothing I can do to make Behemoth actually faster. We're just going to haste and try to take as little damage as possible while killing it. That way I can survive Meteor when it comes. Oh, hey. When we capture it doesn't Meteor. Nice. Well, that's the good news. We have a lot of secret bosses. Like, and I do mean a lot of secret bosses. In order to fully grind up, we're actually going to be grinding up on secret bosses. More than that, if you count all of the arena bosses. Exo-rays are done. It's actually the only thing we really need in this. Is King Behemoth in the next zone? Do you know? Because I kind of need to grind the next zone, because that's where everything else is. Because he's kind of being obnoxious, and I've caught everything else. Come on, where are the behemoths? We already have all this crap. Just Inside Sin doesn't say which area Inside Sin. You were close right there. There's just a D or a T instead of the D. Hey, Kefariz, you're not actually going to end up missing anything, so please go sleep, rest. You will end up seeing a lot more. There will be a lot more. As I said, I have about 40 hours of grinding to do before we get to finish up. Oh, come on, you. Sound shouldn't be bugging. It's just because I keep on bouncing in and out of combat. May have been a loading problem. Great, we actually have to kill these things because Tidus is confused. I mean, I could always do what I do every year and go back to either Golden Sun or Skies of Arcadia next. I mean, Skies of Arcadia is what, 30 hours for 100% completion, and Golden Sun maybe 50 hours for both of them. Let's see, Kingdom Hearts 1... about 50 hours for 100% completion, if I had to make a guess. Oh, come on. Watch there be Behemoth Kings in the next zone. I think I'm just going to go to the next zone for now, and then we'll come back if there's no Behemoth Kings there. When do we resume Breath of the Wild? When I get in the mood. Hey, the end only takes, what is it, 5 minutes? How long does it take to reboot a PS2? Nope, 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes to advance the system clock 2 weeks ahead. Okay, so I'm very glad that we're seeing the Malboro here, because the Malboro here is less of an asshole than the Malboro in Omega Dungeon. I'm gonna try something against this guy. I don't know if this actually works. Okay, there we go. Damn. This could be bad. Oh, it didn't bad breath. That's wonderful. Super Base, specifically in Omega Dungeon, it is, I believe, guaranteed to get the attacks in unless you have a weapon that has first strike on it. Crap. I think we might have just lost. Crap. Yep, we just lost. Wait. Yes! Oh my god, we survived! I forget. I think on Orin's weapon... No, I put piercing. I could customize Waka's weapon, however. To have... Yeah. We're just going to put first strike on Waka's weapon, and now that's never going to happen again. Oh, shit, he didn't get... Okay. He didn't actually land that ability. We're going to wait until Waka can try again. Come on, dude. Okay, we're going to swap out and let Yuna heal us. Can we get a Silence Buster, please? Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm so glad that we're all immune to that. That's a wonderful thing. Yeah, Yuna gets a little bit of experience. That's a lovely thing. So because Waka has first strike, we will never get, we're never going to get caught with our pants down. Like, the enemies will never get a turn before I do. I mean, okay, King Behemoth does show up here. These enemies suck, yes, but not as bad as the ones in Omega Dungeon. Whoops. Did that on accident. Like, these enemies suck, but Omega Dungeon's even worse. They do have a shit ton of HP. That is absolutely correct. Like I was mentioning earlier, most enemies in here are basically bosses in and of themselves. We have context. We are inside Sin. I don't know what other context you can have for it. Again, inside Sin, final zone. I mean, I don't know what you're expecting. Like, even freaking Seymour is in here as his final event. I mean, it's also why all of these things give you so much damn experience. Okay, Silence Buster. Well, the game did give you the ability to start running around and kind of, like, doing stuff, so it kind of makes sense that these enemies are this hard. You were expected to go level up a little bit. Okay, the big one that we're going to have to end up waiting for, because it doesn't show up anywhere else, is the Barbados, which kind of sucks. Well, I know a lot of, like, the older RPGs did not expect you to grind as much. Like, a lot of newer RPGs expect you to grind. Like, a lot of older ones did not. Especially like the older Final Fantasies and the older Dragon Quests. I might have to go heal in a second here. We're also we're not seeing many wraiths either. Whoops. I don't know, there's some dick moves in Lingering Will that I'm still not happy about. Well, this is not good. Let's see, do either of you have... You have Delay Buster. Okay, we're good. Okay, here's another of these guys. I've been waiting for this. Well, make sure you have re-raise up, that's all. Sounds like a pretty easy deal for me. Have re-raise up, be prepared. It'll catch you once. Unless it wipes re-raise. Ah, interesting. Okay. I will say I really appreciate being able to have, like, enemy encounters be more frequent, because it makes this take significantly less time. Bye, Orin. Okay, these two should have this, though. Oh my god, there's so much experience in here, and it is not enough. Just gonna go save real quick, just because we've done a decent amount of work here. I should probably change the stream title. I will keep that I'll keep that in mind if I ever play Final Fantasy VII. And the one time I played it, I wasn't a fan, so we'll see. I don't know. There were dumber ways to lose 2 hours in that game. I played through till like the end of Midgard, and you kind of left onto that field, and the game doesn't really tell you where to go, so I went the correct way, and went left to a nearby city, and then I thought, okay, I'm gonna explore a little bit, grind a little bit, went right instead, fought monsters that were way too hard than I was, hadn't seen a save point in like 2 hours, lost 2 hours of the progress. Well, I did. I was annoyed. I lost 2 hours of progress because I didn't know harder enemies were in that same zone. I don't remember what it was. This was years ago now. I want to say it was like a party of 3 enemies that just wiped me. Like, and it wasn't a, like, I just played badly. It was like they did 1 attack each and killed all my characters. Couldn't tell you what it actually was, though. But I was like, you know what? I'm not terribly... Well, no, because when you went to the left, to the town you were supposed to go into, the enemies weren't that strong. But apparently, if you go to the right of exiting Midgar, they are, like, several dozen levels higher. And the game didn't make that clear. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not really invested in this storyline, and I'm annoyed, and I lost 2 hours of progress, most of which was cutscene. I just don't feel like doing this anymore. Okay, so you already know what's up. Well, like, there was no indication to me as a player, do not go this place. Do not go in this direction on the overworld. So I was like, okay, well, you know, that's it for me. Maybe one day I'll come back to it. I think the big problem is I just wasn't invested in the story, so there was kind of no reason for me to put up with that. I want to say I played one of the old Dragon Warriors. I don't remember which one it was, though. Like, I want to say it was on the original Game Boy or something. Whose fault was I hadn't saved? Well, there hadn't been a save point in the middle of cutscenes. Like, when I say I hadn't saved, it's because there was no save point. It was 2 hours of cutscenes, and then it let me go on the overworld. But it hadn't told me that. I didn't know that. Well, let's go ahead and activate this. I wasn't aware that you could save... Actually, until you just said that, I wasn't aware you could save anywhere in the overworld. I was aware of save points. So apparently it is partly my fault, but also... And I would have completely overlooked that particular design, which I felt like that was a little bit of a design flaw. But, yeah, so up until the point where you get to the overworld, it is save points. And then, I guess, apparently, it's free save once you're in the overworld. But, I consider that to be a little bit of a design flaw, because I don't feel like the game actually told me that. It might have, and I might be misremembering because it's been years. I don't feel like the game actually told me that. But it feels like a little bit of a design flaw. I still would have been willing to overlook that design flaw, but the storyline wasn't grabbing me at all. Encounter box. I might know it by another name. I don't know what encounter boxes, but I know encounter tables. Unless you're talking about, like, the actual area in the world you go into to receive the encounter. Also, all these seals that I'm opening right now, these are, these just wanted me to kill a certain amount of enemies and they open. And it just so happens that I've already killed that many enemies just by doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm the type of player who I save at every, like, save point. So, you know, just didn't feel like I had one. Makes total sense. Wonder why the boys are immune to that, but she isn't. Darn it, really? See, that makes sense. It also sounds like a design flaw. Okay, we're getting pretty close to being done with this area. I don't know how I feel about that Easter egg. And that's fine. I'm okay with technological limitations, but there's technological limitations that will cause a player to stop playing a game. Graphics shouldn't be one of them, but killing a player without giving them any information, and doing it on accident. If you're doing it on purpose, that's one thing, but they did it on accident. And I don't mind the stick to the story trope. Let me know about it ahead of time. And again, there's that whole save point problem. But as I said earlier, if the story had grabbed me, I would have given it more time. Surbase, they only just put me in a place where I could go elsewhere. How did they warn me? There was no chance prior to that point for you to not stick to the story. So I'm not 100% sure I agree with you that they warned me about this. So they warned me if I had played another game that was years earlier? That's my warning? I mean, the one that you say above there is the trope, but I feel as if they should warn me about that trope. I think I'd debate pretty hard that was an oversight. Okay, so Auron has now finished Tidus's track and is now going into Yuna's track. Well, yeah, but that's I'm not gonna like go, yeah, well, you know, 7 didn't warn me, but 2 did, therefore I should be aware of it. If I didn't play 2, then I have no way of knowing that. So it's still a design oversight. It's not, I'm not going to say it's a particularly egregious design oversight, but it is an oversight. And that is literally what stopped me from playing the game. I was like, I don't want to watch 2 hours of cutscenes again. Especially not when me losing it was not really my fault. Yeah, I mean, nowadays, with the player I am now, I might actually be interested in that sort of thing. Being able to, like, go elsewhere to grind harder, to kind of skip stuff. But as a, you know, as the player I was when I was, I don't know, 17... I was not the player at 17 that I am now, with my, you know, willingness to put up with that type of thing. Or my willingness to try to look for ways to take advantage of that type of thing. Like, this game introduces you to the concept of the monster arena before you even get onto Mount Gagazet. If you want to, you can start grinding your end-game stats at that point. So, one day, like, I might go back and try it again. But I almost want to wait for the for the remake now, as opposed to, like, doing it as is. Okay, so where do we want Waka to go? You know what? Waka is gonna... I just want him to have power right now. So Waka is gonna teleport into Auron Sphere Grid, and he's gonna start doing Auron Sphere Grid. So, Wandergrill, you were saying some time ago that you were kind of confused by the Sphere Grid. Is it the layout that confuses you, or is it how it actually works? Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, so let me zoom out here for a second. Okay, so this is the whole sphere grid. I've shown you this before. So the sphere grid is laid out in 7 sections that intertwine. So where we start with is Kimahri's section. Kimahri has this center section right here, and he's able to go kind of wherever he wants. So the exact center of the sphere grid is Ultima right here. So Kimahri's design concept is he can jump into anyone's sphere grid that he wants. Auron starts over here to the right of Kimahri. He's the only sphere grid that Kimahri cannot immediately get. And then he gradually starts, like, climbing up and around, as you see there. Tidus starts here, so north of Kimahri, and he winds up and around counterclockwise. Wakka starts over here, lower than Auron, goes counterclockwise. Yuna starts up here, goes counterclockwise. They all go counterclockwise. Riku starts over here next to Yuna, where Yuna is now. Lulu starts down here to the south of Kimahri, and that's everybody. So the idea is that in the very start of the game, there are a bunch of what they call lock spheres that prevent me from transitioning off the dedicated pathway. So I have to follow the path the character has been set on to begin with. Eventually, oh, that was a bad risk. That was a bad risk. I'm going to switch to... Can you flee? We're just going to flee. I'm not dealing with that right now. So, at the start of the game, I have to follow the sphere grid as designed. But as the game continues, I gradually earn level 1, 2, 3, and 4 lock spheres. Level 1 lock spheres prevent me from going from sphere grid to sphere grid. Whereas level 2, and so do level 2. Level 1 and 2 stop me from going to other sphere grids for the most part, just depending on where they are. Level 3 and level 4 lock spheres typically prevent me from going to really powerful abilities. Wonder Girl, I don't think she was here for Chocobo Eater. So, again, level 1 and 2 stop me from going to other people's sphere grids, and level 3 and 4 typically prevent me from getting really powerful abilities like Ultima very early. Instead of having standard level ups like you do in other Final Fantasies and other RPGs, in this game, there's the meme that is Ultima, yeah. So in this game, when we level up, we take one step on the sphere grid. And each step on the sphere grid can give us stats. So one step might give me an increase to strength. One step might give me increase to health, or luck, any stat. And some of the steps give me abilities. So one step might be cure, one step might be haste, so on and so forth. And the idea is that when you take a step, you can activate spheres on either side of the step you're on. So each step actually gets you access to 3 or more spheres. That could have been really bad. Apparently we are done with behemoths.